UMAR, AHMED, IFL TV, MTK Global. We're at a Frank Warren press conference. Joe Joyce puts pen to paper and I've bumped into Dean White.
How you doing, man?
You're everywhere now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to be. I'm working, you know. I'm trying to connect the dots for, you know, for a couple of my boys and pay attention to what's going on out there. It's a good signing for these, though.
Yeah, Joe is a brilliant addition. Obviously, with the likes of Joshua, Fury, and obviously Wilder all in the States at the moment. It's good to have a heavyweight fighting on UK TV.
Yeah, I make him right on that. You know, coming back home, coming back to the UK where he done everything, where he won all those medals as an amateur. I did think it was a bit peculiar that he moved across the pond so early in his career because he hasn't built his fan base here as yet, you know. But obviously he was with Schaefer and Ringstar, so I guess, you know, they're over there and that's where they got their connection. So he's done well. He's 8-0, 8 knockouts. So he's had some really good fights. The last guy was Tavern, and now he's come home to the UK and obviously going to continue trying to build his fan base and get the big mega fights. Like they said, they've got a lot of boys now here with Frank. They've got Fury, they've got Gorman, they've got Dubois, and they've got another signing that will be unveiled in a couple of weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. From the UK?
Yeah, he's a young boy, amateur, but very good. I was after him myself.
Oh, right.
So I kind of know that one a little bit. But yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff in the amateur. Not like GB boy or anything, but I mean, he's won quite a few national. I think he's done good 3 or 4 back-to-back and some other stuff. So he's pretty good. He's coming through. And so they've got a wealth of heavyweight talent. But you know, let's see. They might all mix it up together and, you know, do a little in-house tournament. Like you said, one blemish on their resume is not going to kill them, and it may even help them even better. You know, obviously people look at my bro Dillian White, how he's progressed since his loss. So, you know, it might help these guys, but sometimes
Chisora,
you know,
loss after loss.
His multiple losses upon multiple losses, he's done exceptionally well. When I think about it, you know, when you actually look back at him, it's actually nuts. He lost all these significant fights and continues to be someone the fans love and goes and gets these big fights and gets these mega paydays. So, you know, you got to give him credit, even though sometimes he's quite annoying. But he's done
We saw
exceptionally
Dylan
well.
in his changing room before the Gashi fight.
Him and Dillian are fine. That's just them, you know. I'm my own man, and I just weren't really keen on the way he was talking. But listen, it's not a major thing. As long as you don't put your hand on me, it's all fine. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We're never going to be bosom buddies or anything. But give him credit, in that fight he turned up as well. On the weekend he fought. I wouldn't blame it down to him totally, because it's the movement of Gashi that caused him a lot of problems. So you couldn't tell if he's progressed or regressed. So it's a bit of a tricky one, but nevertheless he got the win, you know, so he moves forward. But yeah.
Now, Joe Joyce is one of many heavyweights who actually put themselves forward for June 1st. It looks like the story with Andy Ruiz Jr. is gathering pace.
Gathering momentum.
Do you like that fight at all?
Do you know what? I like it more than the Joe Joyce, sorry to say. I know Joyce might have liked it. I hear where they're coming from when they say there isn't any, what's the word we're looking like, a benefit, like traction to it, because he's only 8-0. You know what I mean? He's still in his infancy in his career, so you know the fans are going to be like, even if they might say, oh, it might be a hard fight, it might be an interesting fight, but then if Joshua wins, they're going to look at it and say there's like no benefit to it. You beat a man who was 8-0, they're not going to give you the reward for it. You know what I mean? So not at this juncture.
You've got your manager's hat on.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm looking at it like from that side. And yet again, 2 Englishmen fighting in America. You know, but I know he was based in America, so maybe it could have done okay for him. But no, I prefer like one of the other guys. I prefer ORTIZ. Would have been an excellent fight. That would have been
Well,
quite
with
tricky.
ORTIZ, apparently they offered him $5 million, but he's just point blank refused the fight. Some suggesting that he's refused it because he might be mid-cycle.
I wouldn't be surprised, you know, like obviously he's failed quite a few tests before in the past. So, you know, if you're basing it on former performances and his past, maybe they're looking at that, and it is a potential because obviously he's obviously advanced ages in his career. So for him to keep competing with these young boys, you know, maybe that is a reason. I don't know, but he has failed a few tests, so yeah, he's probably looking at it like he's not ready because of that. Andy Ruiz, like they're saying, that's got, you know, a lot of traction with that at the minute. He's not bad. I think he was a bit hard done by with the Joseph Parker fight. You know, I thought he actually won that fight, to be honest.
A lot of people said that, actually.
Yeah, so I think him being you know, very obviously doesn't look, you know, the part, but I mean, he's got very, very fast hands. So I think he could give, you know, AJ a little bit of problems early, and then obviously AJ will, you know, figure him out, and you know, them big punches, if they land and they connect correctly, might get him out of there, you know. But I think it's just an interesting fight. But at this short notice, it's going to be hard to bring in the right guys unless you're offering the right money. And to some of those guys, 5 million is enough, because it's more than enough, because they've not. That's their biggest purse.
His highest purse, I think, is 900k.
Yeah.
ORTIZ.
So a lot of those boys, that is more than enough money for them. Obviously, yet again, the timing and so on. You know, so I think that's not a bad fight. It's the best fight he could probably make. Like I said, I didn't like the idea of hearing the Manuel Charr fight, because I just felt that was just really not up to scratch. And I think Joshua would have got rid of him quite efficiently and quite, you know, decisively. And who else is out there? Is it
Caballero, possibly.
Trevor Bryant?
Yeah.
Trevor Bryant, he's an American, and that's the only reason that fight could be particularly
Michael Hunter?
That's
a good fight, isn't it?
I like that fight.
Yeah.
That fight actually, like, even more. I think Michael Hunter's he's underestimated. He's a small heavyweight because he's come up from cruiserweight. He gave
he beat Bacoli, beat Ustinov.
No, what I'm saying, he gave Usyk quite a lot of
problems. Usyk in the cruiserweight.
In the cruiserweight division, and then he come up and he battered the hell out of Bacoli, and then he's destroyed Ustinov. So he's actually someone who's an Olympian. He's quite an exceptional talent. The movement, and because he's quite fast, will give any of these guys a bit of problems. And he's small, you know what I mean? He's a bit nimble, can move about. So I think that fight is an interesting fight. Yet again, but you got to look at it like styles make fights, and they got to, as a promoter, and AJ with his business hat on, he's got to look at the guys and try and pick the right fight for his style that suits him as well. So all of that goes into play as well.
Just the last one, your brother's fight's been announced July 20th. Yeah. Good fight. I mean, the UK public won't really know Oscar Rivas, but it's a brilliant fight.
I think that fight is a difficult one when you look at it, because like he's a Cuban. A lot of the guys, they don't know him. So even if he does beat him, you know, he might not get the credit for it. If he has a hard fight and struggles with maybe him moving and trying to seek and destroy whatever plan he's got for him, they might look at it like, well, you know, has he dropped to level or whatever? But he's an Olympian, and you know, you've got to give him credit for that. He's beat Pulev as an amateur, and he's got some credible wins over Brian Jennings recently and stuff like that. But
knocked him out, didn't he?
Yeah, he knocked him out in 11 or 12. So the boxing fans got to go and do their homework, and hopefully, you know, it's a pay-per-view fight, so you know, hopefully they'll tune in and watch, and we'll get another devastating knockout, or just a win, whatever the win is.
Arguably, after Joseph Parker, that'd be his best win if he manages to beat Rivas.
Yes.
Do you not say?
Yeah. I think that. Do you know what it is? I think the decisive knockout of Chisora was really good, but I know what you mean.
In terms of an opponent,
in terms of the level Olympian, someone who moves and boxes, got fast jab, and because he's undefeated yet again, those kind of things, that would be right up there with the likes of the Joseph Parker. You're correct.
All right, Dean. I appreciate your time on IFL.
Thanks very much, as always.
And we'll catch up soon.
Soon again.
Actually, last one. I know you just...
Sam.
It's a big lad, isn't he, Dean? Flipping heck.
Hey, Sam.
When's your heavyweight debut?
Shit, if they want to pay me.
They got him June 1st.
Yeah, no,
would you take June 1st?
I told them, give me that 9 mil, man. I'm going to be a good boy, man. I'm going to be a good boy. No juicing like your man Miller. Do all the tests. Yeah, no.
And just the last one, I know you acquired Shakan Peters recently.
Yeah,
anyone else on your radar?
Shakan, there's a few other guys, you know, Shakan. He's fighting May the 10th on the undercard. Yeah. So guys, tune in, have a look at him, light heavyweight, exceptional talent. And there's a few other guys, you know, I'm working alongside, obviously with the guys with my bro, but other guys for myself who I haven't signed as yet. But, you know, hopefully we'll have some news over the next, you know, coming weeks. And, yeah, it should be interesting, you know.
All right, Dean, nice one. Cheers,
Thanks
man.
very much.